Hello, everyone. Today is Sunday. I believe it's the 6th. Yes, today is the 6th of October. And we are a day late since we watched that movie tonight, or last night, the new Joker movie. Which I'm just going to go ahead and give my review on this, if that's okay. I guess it is, because, I'm going to bed, so I'm just going to wrap it all up into one video. But Joker movie really surprised us. I knew that going into it because Lady Gaga and, of course, Phoenix were in the movie. I knew that there was going to be some musical singing going on in there, because why wouldn't you with those two stars? Joaquin Phoenix, he's been, I hope I said his name right, but anyway, he's been trying to get onto the music scene for a little bit. I mean, he does have. I don't know if he's really trying to become like a musician necessarily, but he definitely tries to own up to his singing part of his acting. Like I'm thinking he might want to take on Broadway at some point or something, because I mean, he had that role as Johnny Cash, and all that leading up to now having Lady Gaga there. So they have like, I figured it's gonna be a couple of songs. I didn't know it was gonna be a whole musical. That surprised me. I was not expecting a big musical. Not saying it was bad. I just wasn't expecting that. And then of course you find out later on in the film. So spoilers in case you're gonna go watch it. Of course you find out later on in the film that the character that Joaquin Phoenix is playing, he's not really the Joker. It's all an illusion in his head that makes him think that he's the Joker, or perhaps he puts that persona on to protect himself. But as the movie progresses and all that, like, because like even the jail is like Arkham City Jail or something like that, and then once they start lapsing back, you realize that it's not Arkham City, it's New York that he did this in. So everything starts falling down and are falling, because when the jury reads the verdict, they say, "We, the citizens of New York, find you guilty." So I think that, of course, before that, when he's doing his closing statements and he says, "Hey, I'm not really the Joker," and then, Lady Gaga's character, who is Harleen or whatever, because kind of like Harley Quinn, but her name is like Harley Quinnison or something like that. But like, once he says, "Hey, I'm not really the Joker," she walks out, and yeah, once she walks out, basically, then everything starts falling. Like, he starts finding out more and more, like, basically, and then that's when the crowd kind of gets mad at him, because they're kind of seeing him for the fraud that he really is, or whatever. And I don't really think he really meant to come across as a fraud. I think it was just a whole persona that was basically keeping him mentally there. But now that part of him is gone, so once that part broke down, then everything else broke down too. But I'm going to say this. I don't think this movie was as good as the first one. I think the first one was better. Don't get me wrong. And that's that is nothing against Phoenix or Lady Gaga. I thought they did good. but for some reason this movie just didn't hit as well as it did in the first movie. I think the first movie just left me more with shock and awe than anything. And in this movie, the only thing I was really shocked and awed about was the fact that it was a musical. Other than that, it was no real shock or awe in the movie. I think when he realized that he wasn't Joker as time went on, his final speech there kind of left me a little bit. I mean, like his closing statements, that kind of surprised me a little bit. I was expecting more of a bloodbath or something like that. And then, like, there's an explosion that happens in the courthouse. So even after his closing statement, after the jury finds him guilty, like I said, and then there's this huge explosion, right? And I'm thinking, like, okay, now we're going to see the Joker really open up. Now we're going to see something happen here. Maybe this is really going to. Maybe this is going to take another turn, get really into it. And no, it kind of. I think this left more questions than answers, if you know what I'm. Well, I wouldn't say more questions than answers, but I think that had a potential to make a really good impact and thus make a third movie, but instead they decided, you know what? No, we're not going to do that. He's already admitted he's not the Joker. He's running away from all of this. They're wanting him to still be the Joker, and he's not going to do it. So then he tries to run back to Lady Gaga's character, and she's saying, hey, no, this is not what I want. We can't do this because you're not who I thought you were. So, and then he gets caught by the police. Police bring him back to jail. I'm assuming to go through another trial because that trial didn't work out well. I mean, they found him guilty, and then everybody died in that explosion, or at least a lot of the jury members did, and of course the judge. So, being as it may, it looked like basically they're just awaiting either A, another trial, or B, another sentencing for him, since he was already found guilty. And all they're doing, they're just reading the verdict. But then this guard, while he's in jail, and he's got another visitor, this one guard comes up to him and tells him a kind of like a Joker joke, more or less, and then takes out a knife and stabs him several times in the stomach. So that kills Joaquin's character at the end, and now we can pretty much assume that there will not be a third. This is it for the Joker movies. Like, Joaquin Phoenix will not be returning as Joker. So, and the fact of it was, he never really was Joker in the first place. So, I guess is the idea anyway. Not a bad movie. Like I said, it didn't hit as well as the first one, and there was a sex scene in there that felt a little off to me. I don't know how it was for everybody else, but it really felt off. I don't really feel like. I do feel like don't get me wrong, the scene. I don't feel like the scene was really needed. Put it that way. She does admit later on that she's pregnant from him, but again, this had no recollection with the movie whatsoever. She could have been not pregnant, and it still would have hit the same from him. So I don't understand that whole thing. To me, was not needed at all. I'm not sure why they put it in. It was an awkward sex scene. Very awkward, very off-put. Like I said, if you were going to do it, I would, like I told my girlfriend, I don't know why they just didn't cut away during the sex scene and it would have been just fine, but they decided to go through, and it was, like I said, it was just my opinion. The whole thing was very awkward. Very awkward. Just to put it bluntly. Yeah. They would have been better off just never putting it in there. But just my opinion, I guess. And like I said, it had no role in the actual movie whatsoever. They could have done without that completely, and without her supposedly getting pregnant by him, and it would have been just fine, because they only brought up her getting pregnant by him twice in the rest of the movie, and it was just something that was just brought up, and as soon as they brought it up, it was just, yeah, I'm pregnant. So anyway, we're back to what we were talking about before. And then he, at one point when he's trying to get her back, he goes like, well, but you're pregnant with my kid. But let's never mind that. Let's talk about what we were talking about before. So again, it had nothing. It's like it played no role whatsoever. I was disappointed. I was definitely disappointed. So, and in my review of Bad Blood, awesome. I love Bad Blood. They had some really good matches in the WWE event Saturday night. We just got through watching it, but really good. The Hell in a Cell match was really good. I figured CM Punk was going to win it, but still a good match all the way through. I knew Drew McIntyre and CM Punk were going to deliver without a shadow of a doubt. They are two of the best when it comes to Hell in a Cell matches. I knew they would deliver, and they did, without a shadow of a doubt. And CM Punk left. I mean, like I was telling Angela, I think the whole thing of the Hell in a Cell match, and then of course the ladder strap match that they had before. I mean, the belt strap match that the two had before. This is basically just to solidify that CM Punk still has it. Like, he might be a little older, but despite all of that, he still has it. He can still go the distance, and he proved that without a shadow of a doubt. He can still go the distance. So, I think that they'll be putting him in some bigger matches later on down the road. I think he will be. Give him time, but I think he will be competing for a title before too long. I definitely foresee it. Whether it be the title that the title on Raw or the title on SmackDown, but I think he'll be going after one of the top titles very soon. The title match between Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan. I did not expect Raquel Rodriguez to come back. I was not expecting that. I did, however, expect Rhea Ripley to lose the match, and I figured she was going to lose it via somebody would show up. Somebody did. The only thing that I didn't like about it was I didn't see where that made much sense. For Raquel, I was like, I told my girlfriend when we were watching it tonight, I said, don't get me wrong, I agree that for Raquel Rodriguez to come back and attack Rhea Ripley, that made total sense, because Rhea Ripley did screw her over before and caused her injury. But for Raquel Rodriguez to defend Liv Morgan, I was like, didn't one of those two turn on one another before she left, if I'm not mistaken? I mean, I might be mistaken, but I want to say one, if not both, kind of turned on each other. That's why they're not tag team partners anymore. But I'd have to go back and look. But I was like, that part may not make much sense. It'd make more sense if she attacked both of them. That would make total sense. And now we've got a three-way for that title. I would love to see that, but maybe that's the way WWE is still going to go yet. I don't know. Time will tell. But I think a three-way between Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, and Raquel Rodriguez would be freaking awesome. I would be pushing for that all the way. Because we all know that basically that if Rhea Ripley faces Liv Morgan straight up without any interference whatsoever, Rhea Ripley's winning that match 99% of the time. So, but anyway, that one was a good one. The other ladies' match of the night, I knew Bayley was going to lose. I just didn't know how, but I knew Bayley was going to lose. I was hoping that Tiffany was going to, she's going to cash in her money in the bank. I was hoping that she's going to cash in and get the title, but I thought she's a little slow. Darn it, maybe next time. But and then of course that whole announcement for Crown Jewel I thought was really cool. You know, title basically the best. The guy with the title for Raw and the one for SmackDown are going to go head to head, and the winner of that gets the Crown Jewel title. That's pretty cool. I just don't like, because he said there's going to be the ladies are going to do it and the guys are going to do it, but they only show the guys' title. They didn't show a ladies' title, which I thought was a missed opportunity. If they've got one, and if they don't have one, that's even bigger of a missed opportunity. They should have two titles there, one for the ladies, one for the men. So maybe they do. Maybe it's the same belt for both. I don't know, but I just felt like it was a missed opportunity. Where's the other title? Then onwards, the Bloodline match tonight, freaking awesome. Love the Bloodline match. Love the Cody Rhodes, you know, Roman Reigns going up against Solo Sikoa and his new Bloodline, and then them coming out and beating them. Jimmy Uso comes back and he helps out Roman Reigns, and they're trying to solidify their old bloodline. Of course, there's only two of them, so hopefully they can do something there. But I thought that was really cool. And then, of course, The Rock coming back at the end, and The Rock is looking back at Roman Reigns and saying, hey, 1, 2, 3, and then like, hey, he got you. Either that, or maybe he's making a statement to Cody Rhodes. Hey, Cody Rhodes, I'm going to beat you. I don't know. I don't know where all that's going to go yet. We'll see as time goes on. I think it's going to, personally, I think it's going to set up for the Roman Reigns versus The Rock. The match that we were going to get back in WrestleMania, that they changed at the last minute because that's not the match that we, the fans, wanted. I think now they're bringing that one back to the forefront and saying, hey, what if we do it now? Because now there's no title on the line. There could be a title on the line, but right now we could be doing it just to help solidify Roman Reigns as the head of the table again. So, I don't know. It'd be kind of interesting. But all in all, really good. Really good event. And now I'm moving on. So we have the question of the day. Ending with the question of the day. I know I'm 20 minutes in. This is going to be a little bit longer because of the movie review and the wrestling review. But now I'm back on track. And I have no sponsors at the moment. The cats have moved on. I gave them treats earlier. And they're ready to mosey. So. But let's get into this. So we got October the 6th. Okay, so October the 6th. If you were going to a costume party this weekend, what would you wear? Actually, that's a good question because we are going to a costume party this weekend. This upcoming weekend. Actually, next literally a week from today. So Sunday next week. Should be October 13th. But anyway, we are going to a tea party, a Halloween tea party. We paid to. It's an event that we paid to go to. But anyway, so we're gonna be. Angela and I are gonna be dressed up as Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm going as Jack Skeleton. She's going as Sally. So, and best costume gets a prize. So we'll see what happens there. Should be a lot of fun. They're gonna have like a tattoo person there for tattoos. I don't think I'm getting one. It didn't look like there was anything that I really wanted. They have one that says Red Rum. That'd be kind of interesting, but since I'm a Stephen King fan, but it's not my favorite Stephen King book, so it's not what I was like. Yeah, if I could think of something, I would do something else for Stephen King, but you know, I mean, I know that's a very popular book, but that's not my favorite one from Stephen King. So, but anyway, they have that going on that night. The costume contest that I mentioned. There's going to be a tarot card reading, food, drinks. I don't know, because I know it starts at 2. It'll end at 5. By 5 o'clock, it'll be over, and but they're having like a hayride for us. So, and it'll be, I think it's at a pumpkin patch. So, we might be able to go looking at pumpkins while we're there. And I figure we'll probably just come back here and take pictures of Angela and I anyway. We might come back here and take pictures of our costumes once it's over. And yeah, then come back in here and relax and enjoy the rest of our day off before we gotta go back to work. But yeah, that's our plan for this upcoming weekend. That's going to be our costume. So, I think there's another one we might be going to, but I'm not sure yet. I know for Halloween night, we're actually going to be dressed up as Beetlejuice here at the house, handing out candy. Both of us are going to be dressed up as Beetlejuice, so it'll be kind of interesting. So, we're kind of looking forward to that. We were wanting to do that as a trunk or treat, but we haven't found. I don't think the places we normally go for trunk or treat, I don't think they're doing them this year, so we'll probably just do trick or treating here at the house, dressed up as Beetlejuice and Beetlejuice. So, and the dog will be dressed up as Beetlejuice. So there you go. I would dress the cats up, but I don't know how well they're gonna get dressed up. But they're gonna have Beetlejuice collars, I guess, so that kind of counts. But there you go. So there's the answer that I got for that question of the day. That was simple enough. So that is what I have for y'all. That is the question of the day. And also my movie reviews, I guess. My movie review and my WWE review for the weekend. And yeah, so that's all I have for y'all. I know I'm going to be busy tomorrow night. I'll probably try to get my question of the day done early tomorrow because when I get home, because tomorrow night Royals game starts at 6:30, I think, and the Chiefs game starts at 7:30. So I'll definitely be keeping an eye on those. Royals versus the Yankees in the playoffs, and the Chiefs Monday night game against the Saints. I believe that one's in New Orleans. So yeah, should be a lot of fun to watch. Both games should be fun to watch. I'll probably be watching more of the Monday night game and keeping an eye on the Royals game because that one's just game 2. But still, I hope the Royals tie it up because they lost game 1. Hope they can go and tie it up and not get swept anyway. So, trying to make it an interesting fight against those Yankees. But anyway, that's all I have for you guys. I know I'm 25 minutes in, a little bit longer than usual. But I hope you all have a good night. And, or day or whatever it is when you're watching this. Peace out, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.